Yeah, in fact, this Sunday is World Plant Milk Day. It's a day to create awareness for people like my co-anchor around the health benefits of milk from non-animal sources. In South Africa, there are more than 80 options available on the market. Almond, soy and oat milk, just some of the most common. Perhaps you've heard of them as well. Food awareness body ProVeg is the brains behind World Plant Milk Day. In fact, its SA director, Donovan Will, joins us now to explain a bit more about the various issues around the subject. Donovan, thanks very much for your time this morning on the AM report. So, is it a fad or is it a healthier choice?
So it's definitely not a fad, and it's something that we're seeing around the world. Huge growth in the plant-based sector, and the plant-based milk sector isn't any different. And we're seeing there's multiple reasons that it's beneficial: health, environment, animal welfare, food justice, and even teaching people more taste. Like you said, there's lots of different options. So we believe it's here to stay.
So in terms of who is able to take advantages of things like the health benefits that come with plant milk, the price, though, if I just take a look at almond milk, a quick Google search, 40 Rand for 1 litre of almond milk, it's a bit exclusionary.
Yeah, so unfortunately with sort of these niche products that we know will be picked up more in the future, like the first time there was a cell phone, it was very expensive. We see the prices are already coming down. And if you go and buy a Checkers, a simple tooth range that's a little bit cheaper, there's a lot of soy milk options at Pick and Pay. So there are cheaper options than that, much cheaper all the way down to about 20 Rand. And then also there's some specials running on Plant Milk Day on Sunday.
We've talked about soy, we've talked about almond. The other milks I'm looking at now, cashew milk, coconut milk, hazelnut, and the list goes on and on.
Yeah, there's so many, and there's so many business opportunities here as well. South Africa is one of the biggest exporters of macadamia nuts, and macadamia milk is one of the best options, but we're importing most of our macadamia milk. So why aren't we making this milk in South Africa and showing the world all the options that we have currently?
Yeah, absolutely. And what's the answer to that question? Why aren't we?
So it's just, I think a lot of it is just that people haven't realized that there is demand. In South Africa, the demand is still quite small, but it's growing. But internationally, especially in Europe and America, there's a huge demand and a big opportunity.
So I want to talk about the environmental benefits in just a moment, but let's go through some of the health benefits of plant milk. So a lot of people, you know, they report that as they get older, that actually they almost develop an issue with lactose, so that they're not able to consume milk perhaps as they could as children, so they start to look at other alternatives for milk. So outside of the issues around people who are lactose intolerant, what are some of the health benefits of plant milk?
Well, when we look at animal milk, unfortunately, there is usually quite a bit of saturated fat in there. But then also, especially in industrial farming, there's pesticides and herbicides in the food that the cows are eating, and then the cows are fed hormones, either hormones to make them grow faster, and then antibiotics. So in South Africa and around the world, more of our antibiotics are being fed to the animals that we eat than we are actually taking. And so we wouldn't be wanting to be taking antibiotics every day. So why would we want to eat an animal that's been given antibiotics regularly just to make sure they don't get sick? Not even when they're sick, just as a precautionary measure. Yeah,
so you're sort of touching on some of the environmental benefits insofar as the animals themselves are concerned as well. Further to that, if you talk about what it takes to produce a litre of cow's milk versus, say, what it takes to produce a litre of soy milk, what are we looking at? What are some of those interesting numbers?
So I don't know the exact numbers offhand, but it's somewhere in the range of 600 litres, 600 litres of water for a litre of cow's milk against like 60 litres of water for soy milk. So it's like a 10-fold difference. And that's huge. And it's the same with the amount of land that's needed, the amount of electricity that's needed. And it's just, the simple truth is that if we feed animals food, and then we let those animals grow into big animals, and then we eat the animals, or we milk them for their milk, there's a big conversion loss. The amount of food they have to eat to give us those products is just way, way, way more than if we were eating those products directly from plants.
Yeah. And as we talk about the issue of plant milks, plant-based diets are also becoming, and it's not necessarily as a response to an illness, but just for overall health, plant-based diets are becoming a lot more popular as well.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people know things like, let's avoid red meat if you have heart issues, stuff like that. But when we look at the benefits of a plant-based diet from a health point of view, there's everything from the reducing the risk of cancers and heart disease and type 2 diabetes, all the way through to more energy, better sex life. And so it's really amazing all the benefits. And as people find them, lots of different reasons, and different people are jumping on board for different reasons, and that's why we're seeing so many people.
And these issues that we talk about, environmental benefits, eliminating the effects of animal cruelty, these are all issues that, especially younger people are taking on board in very real ways in terms of how they live their everyday lives. So as we build up to what is World Plant Milk Day, which apparently is on Sunday, what are some of the key messages that you want to get out to, perhaps not the people who are your real target market, but others who are not even thinking about something like changing my diet in a way so that it's more plant-based?
Well, I think the first thing is to understand that there are benefits. We're not just saying stop drinking what you used to. There really are benefits, and there's so many options. So try them out, understand why they're there, and don't get scared if the first one you taste doesn't taste great. Like you said, we tasted 80 options last year, so there is an option for everyone.
Yeah, absolutely. I for one, have tried the oat milk latte recently. It, on first taste, was not thrilling.
Yeah, so again, there are lots of different manufacturers of oat milk, and each of them has a different taste profile. So it's exactly the same as any other food type where you have your favorites, and you just need to try a couple of them, and don't just think that the first one's going to be the same as all the rest.
Yeah, absolutely. World Plant Milk Day is this Sunday. Donovan Will, thanks very much for your time this morning on the AM Report.